Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be doing my TBR of possibilities for my Journey Through the Bible Readathon. So friends, I do have one book picked out for every prompt in this readathon. I'm not going to get to them all. I mean, maybe there's some middle grade, but I'm not pushing myself. I'm not pushing you. If you read one book in the readathon, honestly, that's great. It really is. My goal is pretty much to only finish one in each category. That's my goal, and hopefully it's your goal too. So I have some books picked out for each prompt. I don't have everything physically. I did actually have books physically picked out on my bookshelves, but then I'm like, no, I really need to finish some series. So we're doing that too in October. All right, so I have a small one printed because this one's actually going to go in my reading journal. I just kind of forgot to bring up the big one. So at least thankfully I have it because I don't know what happened to the other one. I lost it somewhere. It's supposed to be up here. Oh well. All right, anyways, so the first prompt was where are you going? And the first prompt is Egypt, a book with a hot setting. And for hot setting, I'll be reading The Pearl in the Sand by Tessa Afshar. This is also the buddy read for the readathon. So if you want to buddy read this with us, feel free to. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for the end of the month. I know in April of this year, I did a live chat with one of my friends, which was actually so much fun. So I don't know if I'm going to do that again or if I might have something else planned. I don't know. I'll think about it. If anything, I'll do a book review on this and do a spoiler-filled review on it so I can talk about my thoughts and we can talk about it in the comments down below. So I'll think about it. I'll think. Okay. So the next prompt was Nineveh, a second chance romance. And for that one, I'm going to read a book called Julia Monroe Begins Again by Rebekah Millay. I don't have a copy yet, but I should have a copy by October, hopefully. But I'm getting this for a book review from Baker, and so I wanted to make sure I put this in as well as a couple of other books. Wow, it got really dark in here, didn't it? Come back, son. It's only 4 o'clock. Anyways, so I will be reading that book. I don't know if it's really second chance. I can't remember what it was about, but when I read the description, I was like, I can squeeze this in somehow. So somehow it was second chance something. All right, so the next one was Babylon, a recent purchase. And for that one, I'm actually going to read a recent, a recently gotten book. So for that one, I'll be reading A Beautiful Disguise by Rosanna M. White. This is book 1 in her newest series, The Imposters. When I read that it was about, it's in Edwardian London, and it's about a lady and an intelligence officer secret mission. Secret mission is a buzzword for me, a huge buzzword for me. So when I found that out, I immediately knew I had to pick it up. So this is the one that I'm going to choose for a recent purchase. Technically, I didn't buy it, but as I said, it can be recent library, recent gifted to you, recent whatever you want. So this is recently given because I have to read it for a book review. Okay, the next prompt is Jordan River, character that moves to a new place. I don't think I have it yet. No, I haven't gotten it in the mail yet, but again, this is what I should be getting. I'll be reading The Legacy of Longdale Manor by Carrie Taransky, and this is her newest release, and I feel like this is definitely a character that moves to a new place. So I know there's family secrets involved in this book, and so that's all I really know about it, but I'm excited to get to it. All right, then who are you going to meet? So for Mary, listen to an audiobook. I decided to read The Author's Blood by Jerry B. Jenkins and Chris Fabry. This is book 5 in the Wormling series. I have a couple more of the series in here, but that's just the one that I picked for an audiobook. So I can't really remember what this is about. I know there's a bad dragon in it and this kid, and I'm going to have to reread the first book because I really can't remember anything about it. So I will be rereading that one for sure. And then you can meet Martha, a book with a party or holiday. And for that one, I'm going to read The Bride of Ivy Hill by Julie Clausen, because I figured the way these books are going, there's going to be a wedding in this series, so that's a party. Absolutely. So if there's not a wedding, I mean, I'll have to book another book. but I think it'll fit. I think it'll work. So we'll just go with it. Well, if there's a wedding, hopefully. I mean, it's called The Bride, so it should work. But I read the first book, I liked it, and I want to continue the series and hopefully finish it next month. Next one is Moses, and that is a dual timeline book. And for that one, I'm going to read Timescape by Robert Liparulo. Wow, I can't talk. It's a hard name to pronounce, isn't it? But it's Dreamhouse Kings Book 4. And again, I've only read the first one. I don't think I have to reread the first one. I think I remember enough of it to continue. But this is multiple timelines because this family moves into this very strange house in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. And so they move in, and the mother goes missing. She's gone. They have no idea. There's these strange people in the house, and they end up finding this closet that supposedly goes to different timelines. And so I'm really excited to continue that one because I want to see what happens. All right, the next one is King David, a character that plays an instrument. I'm going to be reading A Midnight Dance by Joanna Davidson Politano. I only read The Lost Melody by her, but I loved it so much. And I've heard nothing but good things of her other books as well. So I just realized this is a very hefty book. Well, it's actually less than 400 pages, but just really heavy for some reason. But I cannot wait to get to this book. So what was this in for again? Oh yeah, plays an instrument. I picked this one because this book is about ballet, and I said if you can't find an instrument on the cover, a book that's about music or something in that industry, so I picked this one. Also has dance in the title, so that'll work too. Anything that has to do with music, I'm okay with. This one's about a girl that Ella Blythe is working at a theater, and so she supposedly there is a tragic story of the ghost of Craven Street Theater. That's all I want to know. I think I'm really going to like this one. So I know with The Lost Melody, it was kind of like this beautiful kind of gothic storytelling. So I'm kind of hoping this kind of feels like that too. So I'm very excited to read it. Okay, and then you can read Rebekah, Jewelry on the Cover. And for that one, I'm going to read A Gilded Lady by Elizabeth Camden. I think this is book 2 in a series that I can't remember the title of. But I read book 1, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it between 4.5 and 5 stars. I really liked it. So I'm going to read A Gilded Lady. This cover is very beautiful. And of course I think she's wearing earrings. I think that's it. But I know she's wearing earrings. Next prompt is Jacob and Esau. And for that one, it's Enemies to More. And so that one I'm going to be reading. I do have a copy of this book, but where is it? And for that one, I'll be reading Things We Didn't Say by Amy Lynn Green. This book has been becoming popular quite often as of recent months. And so I've had this book on my bookshelves probably for, I would say at least since last summer. And so I finally read another book by this author and I really loved it. And so I've heard nothing but really great things about this one. So I cannot wait to read this one. So I think I actually found this at, not a thrift store, but like an book outlet store. And so I ended up grabbing it. I'm like, I'm so glad that I did because I've heard nothing but good things about it. So this is about a girl. I don't know if it's pronounced Johanna or Johanna because I don't know if she's German, but she ends up getting a job at a nearby camp for German POWs, and so she ends up being a translator for their letters. And so I think there's a friendship that happens between her and one of the prisoners or something, but I'm very excited to finally get to read it. I'm so excited. So for Samson, a character that has long hair, and for that one, I'm going to be reading The Healer's Promise by Misty M. Beller. I might have a copy of it. Where is it? But I don't know where it is, but it is either the second or the third book in a series, and the first one was okay. I gave it 3 stars, but I'd like to continue it to see if this is an author that I would like to read more from, or maybe she's just not for me. So the first book is about a girl who, she's kind of like, not a princess, but she's kind of like the warrior, not necessarily leader, but she's a warrior in her community in Canada. And this stranger comes and she ends up shooting him, and she ends up taking him back and trying to heal him, but also trying to figure out like, why is he in her secluded, village and stuff. So I kind of liked it, but I'd like to see if this is an author that I would like to read more from. All right, and then for Witness an Event, First one is Jesus is Baptized, light on the cover. And for that one, I'm going to be reading the other book in that series by Misty M. Bowler, which is called A Daughter's Courage. And there is definitely light on the cover of that book as well. Then the next one is Sermon on the Mount, Read a Book of the Bible. And for that one, I'm going to continue and finish reading Genesis, because I started Genesis back in April? Yeah, something like that. And never continued. I'm actually going to be reading a devotional with it as well, which is Misu Andrews. She's been doing a devotional series of Genesis. She has 3 parts. I still need to finish the 3rd one. I have not finished it yet. So I'll be reading that kind of as like my devotional reading Bible, which I'm very happy about her devotionals because she has the entire contents of Genesis in that devotional, which I love. It's called Deep Oceanals, if you want to check it out. But I really love them. I think they're great. And wow, it just started downpouring outside. Well, if you hear rain, it's a nice background sound. Okay, so the next prompt was the 10 Commandments, which is a gifted book. And this might change, but this is the one that I have for now. And for that one, I decided to go with The Girl Who Could Breathe Underwater by Erin Bartels. Number 1, this again is one of my absolute favorite covers. I don't know why. It just gives me I doubt it's really creepy. I don't know if it is or not. I haven't even read the back of the book. I saw the cover and knew I had to have it. And this was kindly gifted to me by the author. I told her how much I loved her other book, Everything Is Just Beginning, and she kindly gifted me her entire backlist. So I'm just I was in shock, and I'm very, very happy to have this beautiful book, and I cannot wait to read it. So, okay, and so the next prompt was Last Supper, food or drink on the cover. And I gave you this choice too, so I'm taking it for myself. I'm picking a book with water on the cover because we drink water. It's fine. So for that one, I'm going to be reading another book in the Wormling series, and that is The Sword of the Wormling, which there's a ton of water. There's also I don't know if it's a mermaid or a fish, but I'm going to count it as a fish. So it can count as food. I don't know. You let me know if it looks like a fish or a mermaid on the cover. That's the one that I'm going to be reading. Next one is Parting of the Red Sea, a book that lays flat. And I'm going to take, again, my little cheater note to you all, and I'm going to either listen to an audiobook or read the ebook for Prince of Spies by Elizabeth Camden, because I don't have the physical copy of that one. That's the 3rd book after the other book that I mentioned, A Gilded Lady. So I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook, hopefully. Wow, it's thundering too. What great atmosphere for a fall video. Okay, so the next prompt is, hopefully I won't lose power, because I do need the light next to me. Alright, so the next one is Plagues of Egypt, a book that's part of a series. And for that one, I'm going to be reading Shiloh by Laurie Benton. I don't have a copy of that book. So this is actually the 2nd book in a duology, but it's part of a series. Well, duology, I count duology as a series. But this is the 2nd book, and this cover is gorgeous. I pre-ordered this book when it came out. I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it, and I still have not read it. So I've been a very bad reader. I don't know why I haven't read it. This was such a most anticipated read for me last year. And I have not read it, and I'm really hoping next month is the month, because I've talked about this series a few times on my channel. And then the last prompt for Witness an Event is Handwriting on the Wall, read a book and write a review. So for that one, I'm going to be reading, what am I reading? The Minions of Time, which is another part of the Wormling series. So I'll have to remember to write a review for that one, because sometimes I don't write a review for every book in a series, so I'll have to remember to do that. All right, and then Something Has Happened. Tempted to Eat the Forbidden Fruit, a Villainous Character. And for that one, I'm going to read The Ruby Moon by Jerry B. Jenkins and Trisha White-Priebe. It's part of the 13 series, which again, I'm going to really need to read the first book, because I remember nothing. I know 13 is a very important age in the book. That's all I remember. That's it. Okay, and then the next one is Fight a Giant, read a book over 400 pages. And for that one, I'm going to read the first book in that series by Laurie Benton, which is Mountain Laurel. So this is definitely over 400. It is 400 and blah, blah, blah. 400 and, wow, I can't get the last page. 23, I think. 423. So Mountain Laurel it is. So I know this is about a man, Ian, who his father is a slave owner back in North Carolina, 1793. And he ends up befriending one of the slaves who is an artist, and he's trying to help and encourage her in her artwork. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. Okay, and then the next one is Frogs in the House. Hop to it. Read a book that has been on your TBR a while. So for that one, I'm going to read The Changeling, which is, again, part of the Wormling series. I think I put all the books on here that I needed to read. So yay, because I started that series last year. So it's time to get it done. It's really time to get it done. Okay, and for the last one before How Do You Escape Exiled, indie published. And for that one, I'm going to read All the More by Tony Shiloh. So this is part of Something Borrowed, which is a series, but it's by different authors. I don't think they're connected in any way, I don't think. But it's very short. It's a cute small book, and it's about a girl named Layla who is living behind the screen to hide her disability. Oh, okay. I don't know if she's ever had a character with a disability before. So everything she does can be done from the safety of her home in a remote setting. When she starts a friendship online, she never thought they'd see each other face to face. Reggie Moore can't believe he gets a chance to finally meet his online friend and fellow gamer Layla, yet she seems happy with the distance between them. When a job promotion comes with an opportunity to close the distance, Reggie takes it as a yes from God. Wow, interesting. So I'm interested to see what kind of disability she has. Like, is she in a wheelchair or I don't know. But I'm very excited to read this book now, even more. Okay, and then for my How Do You Escape, Pray, and Jesus Will Help You, Reader's Choice, I'm going to be reading The Ladies of Ivy Cottage by Julie Cosson, which is the either the second or the third book in the Ivy Cottage series. So I will hopefully be able to finish that series as well. I'm kind of in the mood to read or finish as many series as I possibly can by the end of the year. So rip me on. I'm very excited to kind of get as many series as I can. That way I can not necessarily start on a clean slate next year, but just kind of like look at my series and be like, I only have series that like aren't finished published yet or whatever. So I'm really going to try hard. But those are all of my kind of like my pile of possibilities that I'm going to be reading for the Journey Through the Bible Readathon. So let me know your TBR. What are you planning on reading? Trust me, you don't have to finish the prompts. Unless you want to, you can take longer than a month. If you want to do this challenge for the rest of the year, feel free to. Go ahead, use it. Don't forget to tag me, Paperbacks and Ponytails, on Instagram if you want to share your TBR, or send me a private message on Instagram, or even email me. It's in the description box if you want to email me and let me know what you're reading, because I'm interested. I want to know. Also comment too. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.